Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Bio Classes. Today we will study pituitary gland. Pituitary gland originates from the ectoderm of the embryo. It is located just below the hypothalamus, lodged in a depression of the sphenoid bone of the skull called sella turcica. It is connected with the brain by a short thick stalk. This is the infundibulum. It is connected with the brain with infundibulum, and this is the pituitary gland. Pituitary gland is a pea or nut shaped structure, lies at the floor of the brain. This is like a pea or nut shaped structure, lies at the floor of the brain just behind the optic chiasma. The pituitary gland is 0.5 gram in weight and 10 mm in diameter. It is popularly called as master gland of endocrine orchestra because it produces a number of different hormones, the majority of which regulate the activities of other endocrine glands and also regulates the metabolism and growth. The pituitary also influences the working of all other endocrine glands and in turn is influenced by them. The gland is also known as hypophysis. It is composed of three lobes: anterior lobe, this is anterior lobe; intermediate lobe, this is intermediate lobe or pars intermedia; and posterior lobe, which differ from one another embryologically, histologically and functionally. The anterior lobe and the intermediate lobe of the pituitary known together as adenohypophysis. Here the anterior lobe and intermediate lobe both forms the adenohypophysis. So anterior lobe and intermediate lobe combines to form adenohypophysis. While the posterior one is known as the neurohypophysis. Anterior lobe is the non-nervous part and posterior lobe is the nervous part of the pituitary gland. The anterior and intermediate lobe develops as an outgrowth from the roof of the stomodium, whereas the posterior lobe arises as a downgrowth from the floor of diencephalon. The anterior and posterior lobes are connected with the hypothalamus by hypophyseal portal system and by actions of hypothalamic neurons respectively. The portal blood vessels are only a few millimeters long. Through these vessels, a group of regulating hormones pass, which are produced in the hypothalamus. These releasing or inhibiting hormones regulate and coordinate the anterior lobe of the pituitary to initiate the production or suppression of specific hormones. For each releasing hormone secreted by the hypothalamus, there is a corresponding hormone synthesized by the adenohypophysis or anterior lobe of the pituitary. When the pituitary receives a releasing hormone from the hypothalamus, it responds by stimulating cells in it to secrete the pituitary hormone. Anterior lobe or adenohypophysis is the non-nervous part of the gland. It has three regions. Anterior lobe, this is the anterior lobe. It has three regions: pars distalis, pars tuberalis and pars intermedia. This is pars distalis and pars intermedia. This is the pars tuberalis portion. The adenohypophysis is larger than neurohypophysis. This anterior lobe or adenohypophysis, it is larger than this part. This is the neurohypophysis. Secretory cells, pituocytes, produce and secrete hormones directly from adenohypophysis. Adenohypophysis is the true endocrine part of the pituitary gland and glandular in nature and secretes 6 different hormones. The posterior lobe or the neurohypophysis, this is the neurohypophysis, is the nervous part of the pituitary gland. It has got two parts, the neural lobe or pars nervosa, this is pars nervosa, and the infundibulum, this is the infundibulum part or neural stalk. The neurohypophysis has a greater supply of nerve endings and obtain its hormones from the neurosecretory cells in the hypothalamus. These are the neurosecretory cells of the hypothalamus, and this is connected by these nerves, and it obtains its hormones from the neurosecretory cells in the hypothalamus, stores them and secretes them when they are needed. It stores and releases two hormones. Then comes the functions of the pituitary gland. Anterior lobe. In the functions of the pituitary gland, we will see the anterior lobe. The anterior lobe of the pituitary gland secretes the following hormones. Most of them are tropic hormones. Number 1, growth hormone or somatotropic hormone or somatotropins. This hormone stimulates growth and development of all tissues by accelerating protein synthesis and cell division and the absorption of calcium from the bowel and the conversion of glycogen to glucose. Hyposecretion or hyposecretion of growth hormone due to deficiency or undersecretion of this hormone during the years of skeletal growth of an individual results stunted skeletal development and retarded growth, known as the dwarfism. Hypersecretion or oversecretion of growth hormone causes gigantism during childhood because of excessive growth of the skeleton. Boys of 18 years old attaining the height of 8.3 inches is recorded. But in adults, hypersecretion results acromegaly, a condition where bone in thickness, excessive growth of bones of face takes place. The hand and feet become large and thickening of skin on face and hands seen. Second hormone is the thyrotropin or thyroid stimulating hormone or TSH. Its primary action is to regulate the growth of the thyroid gland and an increased production of thyroxine therein. It is also believed that it increases the rate of metabolism of all cells of the body. Therefore, indirectly, thyrotropin is metabolism stimulating hormone. It is metabolism stimulating hormone. Next comes the number 3rd, adenocorticotropic hormone or ACTH. This hormone promotes and maintains normal growth and development of adrenal gland. It stimulates the adrenal cortex region to produce and secrete steroid hormones called glucocorticoids and cortisol. Production of ACTH is important particularly during emotional and physical stress such as starvation, cold, burns and hemorrhage. Number 4, melanocyte stimulating hormone or MSH. This hormone stimulates cutaneous pigmentation by dispersion of melanin granules. Target cells are melanocytes in skin. Number 5 is the prolactin hormone or lactogenic hormone. It is unique among the pituitary hormones as it is predominant inhibitory control from hypothalamus. Prolactin activates growth of breasts during pregnancy and stimulates the milk production and secretion of mammary gland after childbirth. This hormone induces strong emotional attachment of mother to the young. In males, it promotes protective attitude towards mate and offspring and expression of paternalism in general. Number 6 is the gonadotropins or gonadotropic hormones. the follicle stimulating hormone, luteinizing hormone in female, and interstitial cell stimulating hormone in male are collectively referred to as gonadotropins. The gonadotropic hormone stimulate various activities of testes and ovaries and also control the sexual cycle. So, two type of the gonadotropins, follicle stimulating hormone and the luteinizing hormone. Follicle stimulating hormone or FSH, this hormone stimulates target organ like ovaries in female and testes in male. FSH or follicle stimulating hormone stimulates the Graafian follicle cells in the ovaries to develop into mature eggs and also stimulates them to produce estrogen. In the male, FSH stimulates the development of seminiferous tubules and the cells of the testes to produce sperms by the process of spermatogenesis. Number 2 is the luteinizing hormone or LH in female. This hormone stimulates maturation of ovarian follicle, ovulation and formation of corpus luteum. That is follicle minus ovum in the ovary. Corpus luteum secretes progesterone hormone. In male, it stimulates interstitial cells of the testes to secrete the male sex hormone testosterone or androgen into blood. Pars intermedia or intermediate lobe. This lobe connects the posterior and anterior portion of the pituitary gland. This lobe synthesizes and secretes melanocyte stimulating hormone or MSH. This is also produced in the anterior lobe. When produced in the intermediate lobe, MSH are sometimes called intermedins or intermedins. Next comes the posterior lobe or the neurohypophysis. It serves as a storage area for the secretion of neurosecretory cells. It stores and releases two hormones, oxytocin and vasopressin. Oxytocin is released into the blood when the hypothalamic neurons are stimulated by widening of uterus at the time of delivery or by sucking of the breast by the child. It stimulates contraction of uterine muscles during the birth of the young one and contraction of myoepithelial cells of the mammary glands to initiate ejection or release of milk during sucking by child. Because of its role, oxytocin is called birth hormone or milk ejection hormone. Antidiuretic hormone or ADH or vasopressin or pitressin. It stimulates the reabsorption of water in the distal convoluted tubules, collecting tubules and collecting ducts in the kidneys and decreases the loss of water by reducing the urine secretion. It stimulates the contraction of smooth muscles by the blood vessels and thus increases the blood pressure. Hence its name vasopressin. Deficiency of ADH reduces reabsorption of water and increases urine output, causing excessive thirst. This disease is known as diabetes insipidus. ADH secretion may be increased by the variety of stimulators, example emotional and physical stress, acetylcholine, nicotine and morphine. This is about our pituitary gland. Thank you for watching the video. Kindly like, share and subscribe, which will encourage me to upload new videos. Thank you all.